Okay, we are live. Can you guys hear me and see me? Just confirm. 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 Where is this audio coming from? YouTube. Confirm. Where is this audio coming from? Okay, now can you hear me? No echo, nothing. Okay, now can you hear me? No echo, nothing. Okay, now can you hear me? No echo, nothing. Okay, now. Now. Okay, now. Just check again. Two. It should be fine now. Cool. Yeah, so I was saying hi Patrick, hi Kitty, welcome on the show. Bronze says Wednesday build with Hussain. Awesome. Aha. Hi Kenneth, good day to you too. Hi Bastaria Gaming. Yep. So I am not so good at lip reading. Now is it fine? Hi Sandeep Kakade. Sorry for the inconvenience. So I was not like ready with the setup today. Late lunch. I guess now it is fine. Hi Talib. Welcome. Everything is fine now, right? Video, audio. Cool. Let me just adjust my camera a bit so you don't distract away by the fan. Oh, hi Salim. I say Salim, but like I think I was on mute maybe. Don't be sad. Okay. Good to hear. Episode 6 was, yeah, no code, low code adventures. Hi, Kangaroo, yeah. Awesome. Okay, so let's begin. It's like 2:35. Folks are joining in. That's good. Cool. Now, let me just switch to screen share and hopefully the screen is visible now. So yeah, funny story. I was working on this. So for the context, Bronze asked, you are doing more short videos now. So funny story is this, that I started working on like some materials for Frappe school certification. Hi, Bhavesh Mahavar. Good to have you. Welcome. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, I was answering Bronze's question. So he asked more short videos. So I uploaded like 3 videos last night about some doc type features that I thought like lesser known and very cool stuff. So yeah, I was preparing this material and I wanted, so why not like 2 birds 1 stone. So I prepared the video and linked it in the material itself. So if there are like 20 folks joining me for the training starting tomorrow, if you like one of them or some of them are here, hi, we'll see you tomorrow. So yeah, that was the story behind short videos. If you like those kind of videos, just let me know. I'll create more of them. maybe of other products too, game plan, insights. So next up on my list is Frappe Insights. Yep. So certification is paid, but I'll make the training material public later. It is already like almost public, but still some of it is on my local and so on and so forth. Yep, so more coming soon. Yeah, let's start. So today's agenda is basically going over some basic JavaScript concepts and then jumping in directly in client scripts. So I have like 4 or 5 important like cool features that can be implemented via client script. And if we have time, we'll see how to process child tables as well in client script. So I think that's like a legit use case I have seen. We'll see how to add a button in the form view and control it through client script. We'll see how to add actions, the buttons on the top near the save button and in the form itself. So that would be cool. So let's first begin by discussing about JavaScript, right? So how does it, like, where does it come in at Frappe, at web development in general? So let me just open up a browser window and I can show you JavaScript. If you just Google for JavaScript, you will find, okay, why JavaScript opens Frappe? Yeah. So JavaScript is a programming language. This, like all theory, you can find how it came into existence and how like it became so popular. It has many frameworks and whatnot. So the general, I want to give you the basics and then you can explore more later. So that's the idea, because in 2 hours, how much can we cover? So that's the idea. So basically JavaScript in the sense of web development comes in. So there are 3 main pieces of web development that a browser can serve. So if you see any web page on the internet, let me just open google.com, any web page. So they are ultimately built of 3 things: the HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So HTML is basically the structure. So how do you see it? So you can expect here. So let me just go full screen. So if you inspect or view source, you can see the HTML content that powers it, right? So you can see there is a div, there might be this logo image somewhere, right? So this is an image and so on and so forth. So HTML gives the structure, the content of the web page. And then there are some styles which are applied. So styles are for positioning, centering it, applying colors, right? Adding layouts. So that is all controlled by CSS. So if you want to learn more about CSS, you can look up MDN. So MDN has some pretty good stuff. MDN. So I'll go to MDN, and so yeah. So I like this learn web development thing. So if you have like very new to Frappe, you don't have any web development experience, I would suggest you start with some basic web development first. Like use some small Flask like thing and get acquainted with what is backend, and then some small front end stuff, and then jump into Frappe, right? So that's the idea. But if you are only looking for, you only have, you are already acquainted with Frappe and you use client script, we are going to cover that too. So you can go into styling the web, dynamic client script scripting, right? So this is the part we are going to cover today, and then you can learn more here. I hope this guide will help you. So yeah, as I was saying, so the third piece is HTML is the content, the structure. Second is CSS that applies the styles, where what stays where, what happens in hover, what happens on basically responsive. This everything comes from CSS, cascading style sheets. So they are applying styles, the look and feel of the website, look at least. And then the third piece, the very important piece, is JavaScript that enables like dynamic application. So if you click this, it transitions to something else, right? Dynamically. This was JavaScript. So JavaScript runs in the web browser. It is not running in the server. So if you want to cover the server part, like running scripts in the server, episode 3, was it episode 3? Yeah, episode 3 was the one where we discussed Python in server scripts. So you can check that out. Basically, Python server scripts run in the backend and carry out operations like talking to the database or through ORM, sending emails and whatnot. All that happens on the server. But JavaScript runs in the client side in the browser itself, right? So how do you like write JavaScript? Where do you write JavaScript? So you can write JavaScript and link it in the HTML. So let me just show you. You can go expand this. So this is the browser console. You can open it up and let me just clear this. So script tags can be linked. As you can see, there is a script here, right? In the HTML, and the browser, once it sees the script tag, it executes the JavaScript, the snippet of code that it sees, right? So that's like how it is executed by the browser. It loads if you link a file, it will load that file and run it. Same as like CSS file, right? So if there is some script, it will load it. As you can see, it will load it and then run it. Cool. Does that make sense? Where does JavaScript fit in the web development scene? Cool. Then we'll jump to JavaScript language, writing some JavaScript, right? Cool. So it makes sense. I'll just jump into some other site. So any website you pick is basically made up of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Any modern framework, you look at React, Angular, anything that produces web applications outputs HTML, CSS, JavaScript. That's the core of the thing. So you can write pure JavaScript as well to do something React is doing, right? But React gives us some abstractions that we can write less code and like make the application more interactive. So JavaScript helps us build dynamic applications. So for example, when I click this, do that, right? When something happens on the web, when the user clicks this, do this. So this all stuff, the interactivity part is carried out by JavaScript. Let's write some JavaScript and then we'll come back to adding interactivity. So JavaScript is nowadays used in backend as well through Node.js and so on and so forth, but we'll just focus on the front end part. So if you want to follow along, just open up any browser and open the developer console. Either go to inspect and then click on console. And this is the console where you can run JavaScript directly, the browser console. It's just like Python REPL, right? Let me just zoom in. It's visible, I guess. And you can start writing JavaScript. So I will just do this, right? I hit enter and it executed it. JavaScript is similar to Python in the sense both are interpreted language. So no compilation step, executed directly. So if I now check the value of a, it is 10, right? This is how we define variables. So you can use let. A is already defined. Awesome. You can see like error in the same line. Yeah. So B, now we have A and B as well. So now I can't change A because it's a constant. So there are two types of variables in JavaScript. So Python doesn't have a concept of constant variables, but JavaScript does have it. So const A equal 10. It will create a variable named A in memory, store the value 10, and that's it. You can't change, like reassign A to something else because it's a const. But if you do let B equal to 10, it is dynamic. So you can do B equal to 9 now. So B will be 9 now, right? So these are like storing data. So you can store different types of data. So for example, let me store const name equal to build with Hussain. And now this is a string. This was a number. You can also have like floating point numbers, const, what do you say? Percent to 10.7. Right now you can see the percent 10.7. Basic variable stuff. So I talked about like 5 pillars of programming, right, in the episode 3 of this series, where we covered the 4 pillars for Python. So same pillars apply to JavaScript as well. The first pillar is variables. How do you store data, right? And then you can do all sorts of mathematical stuff. A plus B. So A was 10, B was 9. Total is 19. Then we have, what do we have? So variables was the first pillar. Now you know how to define variables. You can use the const let. So if you see var somewhere, it was like the old method to define variables. Oh, you can still use it, but okay, why only A is the only thing I have in mind. So you can use var, but it has some consistencies. Go over, read why not use var. It's like use let and const. That's it. Don't worry too much about. So if you ever see it somewhere, just assume it is let and use. Like old code bases still have it. I can clear the console. Cool. Now I think variables are clear. So you can define strings. You can even define a list of stuff, right? So let me do const colors equal to square brackets red, green, blue. So this is called an array in JavaScript. So array is like a list of stuff basically. So list of different variables. So before this we saw a equal to 10, right? 10 was the only value there. Name equal to build with Hussain. That was the only value there. But what if you want like multiple, what do you say? You don't know how many variables are there and you want to use it. How many values will be there? You can use a list to store. So for example, you can imagine this list view might be stored as an array somewhere, right? And then Frappe uses that to render this HTML. You have to think it in this way. So once you get in the flow of thinking it in terms of code and then the UI, that's when like you will find enjoyment, right? That yeah, this can be translated into HTML. I'll show it to you like before the end, how this can be translated into some HTML, pure JavaScript. So yeah, now I can access it. Colors as red, green, blue. 3 is like the length of this. So if you want to access the length of something, you can do length. Length is 3. Length of an array. Then you can access a particular element using the index. So 0, 1, 2. So the indexes start at 0 like any other programming language. I think there is a programming language that starts at 1, but yeah. Most common. 0, 1 and 2. 0 is red, 1 is green, 3 is blue. So I'll go faster here because I assume you know like little basics of this stuff. If you don't, like jump to the MDN docs, learn about it, practice some more. And yeah, rewatch the episode. So yeah, colors of 1 is green. Then we have colors of 2 will be blue, right? We can append or push. So push, append is in Python. So if you want to push a new color to this list, you can do colors.push indigo and colors will now contain. So it pushes it to the end of the list, right? So red, green, blue, yellow, red, green, blue, indigo, sorry. So yeah, indigo was pushed. So now you may ask, it is a constant. Why were we able to change it, right? So because const means you can't reassign it. You can change the thing that is assigned to. So it is assigned. So this list is stored in colors. This list changed, not the thing that is assigned to colors. Colors still points to this list. Little tricky to figure out, but simple concept. You are not reassigning. So if you try to do this, this will throw an error because you are showing it off to a completely different list. But the list remains same, we just modify the list. Cool. So lists are very useful. We'll see them when using child tables. So each row is a item in an array. We'll see. So let's clear the console again. And yep, now we know list. We know like the simple variables. You can do this const numbers equal to 1, 4, 5, 8, 17, 0, right? number, and you can do dot length as well. I hope this makes the listing clear. Awesome. Does this make sense till now? Should we go faster or slower? Just let me know in the chat. Cool. Let me just scroll the chat to the bottom. It's already at the bottom, so fine. Good morning, John. I might have missed your message. Fine. Cool. Cool. Let's go. Now what we have is so variables. We saw variables, right? So one more type of variable that I missed is const is logged in. So this is the name of the variable by which we refer it, equal to true. So true and false, these are like boolean variables. Yeah, we'll go slowly when we reach custom scripts. Before that, we can like basic programming concepts, maybe we can go faster. That's why I'm going little faster. Yeah. Otherwise, if it was a basic like absolute beginner class, I would have gone like variables would have been like variables and printing is 1 hour at least. Fine, cool. Const is logged in equal to true, and so this is, you can check it. I think type of, right? So you can use the type of operator to check what type of variable it is, right? So for example, if you are making something dynamic and you want to check whether the user has provided a string or a boolean or something else, right? You can check this. Type of 10 is a number. Type of this is a string. Awesome. Now you know how to find the type of some variable. Type of let's come back to it later. Yep. So other thing was objects. So you know dictionaries in Python. Similarly, we have objects in JavaScript, but much more they are like used. So everything is an object. So array is an object. So that's you can think of it like base class. So let me just show you an object. Const student curly brackets name is John. Grade, let's store the grade is A. Now I can do student and key value pairs, right? Instead of referring to like 0 and 1 like array, they don't have a fixed position. They are referred to by their key. So this is the key. So I can do student of name, or in JavaScript you can also do student.name as well. Right, in Python you have to do this for dictionaries, but in JavaScript you can do this. So these objects can have methods as well. When we reach there, we'll see all sorts of stuff. And then you can add additional stuff. So student school equal something, and then when you check student, you will have name, grade, school. Make sense? So this is like objects, student. So you can do type of student is object. Cool. Let's proceed. Clear the console. And we have covered variables, how to store data, arrays, how to push new stuff, objects, how to access values, right? You can also see what was it, student dot length. Does it work? I don't think so. Length is only defined on array. So what you can do is like little bit of magic. Object dot keys of student. So object dot keys is a special method on the object. So it's with a capital O. Give me the keys of this object, right? So you pass in student and it will give you all the keys as a list. So name, grade, school. Just think about it, how you can use it to iterate over all the keys, right? Cool. Cool. Now let's go to the second pillar, which is conditionals. So a is equal to 10. Okay, a is a constant variable. Why did I define that? So let's do let num1 equal to 10, let num2 equal to 20, and we can do if braces, round brackets, num1 is greater than num2, right? The condition. So this will be either true or false, and based on that we will execute the code. So you can think of if you connect it with Frappe, if the user entered age which is greater than 100, you want to throw an error, right? Invalid. So think of it as like adding validations to your form, like real world use case, right? If the age entered by the user, we'll see how we can get the value of the form from the form, and then you can see if num1 is, or the age is greater than 100, throw an error, or don't let them submit the form, or so on and so forth. Yeah. If num1 is greater than num2, now in the curly brackets you can write the code you want to execute. So I will do console.log. So this is similar to print in Python. So you want to log something to the console, print something to the console. So this is the console. Console.log num1 is greater, right? I can hit enter. Nothing was logged because is num1 greater than num2? No. I'll bring back this code. I'll just change this to this and this. Num2 is greater, right? It got printed. Awesome. I can even do num1 is greater than num2. I hit enter after this. Console.log num1 is greater. I can write as many lines as I want. Else, right? Console.log num2 is greater than or equal to num1. I can close this bracket and hit enter. So this will execute immediately. It will go here. It will check if num1 is greater than num2. Console.log num1 is greater. Else, if this is not true, it will come to the else and execute this part. So num2 is greater than or equal to num1, right? It is correct. So 20 is greater than or equal to 10. Cool. You can even do like add one more thing here. Okay, let me just, else if num1 is equal to triple equal to, so use triple equal, console.log both are equal. Here I can now remove this part. Cool. Let me execute. So num1 is greater than num2. So first we checked if num1 is greater than num2. Console.log num1 is greater. Else if, so it will jump here if this is false, right? Else if otherwise, right? If this is not true, come here and it will check this one. Both are equal. So this is also false. So this will not execute this and jump to else. Else console.log. So John asks what's the difference between double equal to and triple equal to. Let me just show you. 1 equal to 1. 1 triple equal to 1. So double equal to doesn't care about type, right? As you can see, string 1 is same as 1. But triple equal to is strict equality operator. It will check the value as well as the type. So this is a number, this is a string. So it's always better to use triple equal to. Make sense, John? So double equal to doesn't care about the type of the operands. It will just check 1, okay, 1. It will convert this to int and match. And triple equal to will basically do like strict checking. It will check, okay, both should be of the same type. First is that, and then check the value. Cool, makes sense. So you can do, right? We can proceed. Good question. It's like when I was learning too, I was like little confused, and then someone showed me a simple example. So comparison examples always work. And that's my experience, because you get to see what's the real difference between the two. Learning by example. That's my philosophy. That's why Build with Hussain exists, right? Cool. Yeah, so conditionals you saw, you want to run if something is that or this, then execute this, else. So this is all of robotics and okay. So the sound you hear is like storm, the clouds. So it started raining here right now. So how is weather in your country? Is it cold? Is it summer? Let's jump to loops now. So two pillars we have: cold, sunny, awesome. So where were we? So let's do one thing. 3 degree. Oh. We can't sleep without full fan here. It's like 38 or 30. Bhavesh Mahavar asks, are you from Gujarat? No, I am from Chhattisgarh. I was born in Gujarat, so my mother is from Gujarat. So, but mostly Chhattisgarh. Look for Bastar in Google, you will find it. So, yep. Cool. So where were we? Loops. So loops are basically used to iterate over something. So let me just define number. So simple. Let's do for let I equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus console.log I. Right? So what just happened? We defined I equal to 0, and the second part is until this condition is true, do this. And then no, so until this condition is true, execute this part, the body of the loop, and then increment I. So understand it like this. So first I was 0 at the start of the loop. It did this. So I was 0, so 0 is less than 10, which came out to be true. And I plus plus is not executed right now. It will execute true and then jump to the body. It will print I. So 0 is printed. Now it will increment it to 1 and again do the comparison. So is 1 less than 10? True. So it will again come back, output the I. So 1 is printed, 2 is printed. Similarly, when I becomes 10, it will compare 10 is less than 10. Is it true or false? It will be false and then it will come out of the loop. Makes sense? So we are basically iterating. So this is like the simplest kind of loops taught to everyone. Like it's the, what do you say, C++, C, all this kind of loops look same. So but we want like more advanced loop, right? Easier nowadays we have like, so let me show you by example. Colors is, so it won't let me use colors now, I guess. Let's just do hues. So hues is like this. For let color of hues. So this is like a special kind of loop, new color, right? So let color of hues. So hues is a list. It will iterate over each one of them, and color will be red first and then green, then blue. It will console log red and then green for each item in this element. Can we change the new line from console log to have a loop execute horizontally like we have in Python print? Watson asks. Okay. I also don't know. Let's check it out. Console log and what do you say? Limiter mdn, something like that. Let's check it out. Console.log. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156 Not much. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Maybe I'm searching it not. End line. How to create line breaks. Console.log prevent new line. Okay, this is it. Okay, no easy way. So it will do what it does. So otherwise you would have to jump into some complex. That too, this is for Node. This doesn't work in browser. How can I write Python? So yeah, no straightforward way. But if you do like it is required to print it in one line, which is for play around purposes, you can just do. I think this will work. Console.log. No. Use. Okay. So this is like object destructuring. So it is same as this. Use of 0, use of 1, use of 2, right? This you can use to print it with spaces. Yeah, so where were we? So loops, right? So you can now iterate over stuff. Use the off operator to. So what happens if we have an object? We had an object, I think. Student is an object. And you want to iterate over all the keys. I showed it to you, right? So you can do for let key of object.keys. So what happens if we just do student, right? Let's find out. Console.log. What do we get as the key? Student is not iterable, right? So that's why we have to do. So because it doesn't know what to iterate over it. It is not like as smart as Python to figure out that, okay, give the keys and then if they explicitly ask for the value. Yep, so let's just do this instead. And then name, grade and school. And then what you can do is in the console log, we can log student of key. So name is John, so key is name, and then we get the name from this object, which is John. So now you know how to iterate over objects, iterate over arrays. Rewatch the video if you are like stuck. Refer some other places as well if you are new to JavaScript, because this is just like a glance over the stuff. There is a lot of stuff going around in JavaScript verse. That reminds me, like Frappe verse is coming. Any of you coming to the conference? 8th and 9th September. I'll be there. So yeah, loops is done. And functions. Okay, the fourth pillar is functions. Watson is coming. Awesome. So registrations are going to start soon. Maybe this week itself. Yep, this week. Kangaroo. Awesome. Like tickets are way cheaper this time. I guess early bird is $13 or $14. Don't remember. Per ticket, yeah. No, it will be announced this week. You guys are the first one to know. I leaked this stuff, right? So Bhavesh asked, I want to learn nested for loop. I don't think we can go over it right now, but it's just nested, right? So loop inside loop. It is not a leak, everybody, like many people know, but yeah. Be ready to register. So yeah, Bhavesh, I would suggest you like write a nested loop or practice it, because we have like limited time and we still have to cover scripts, right? So you need to first understand how just one loop works, and then so I would suggest take a piece of paper. So that's how I learned nested loops. Take a piece of paper, write a nested loop, or pick the code from somewhere from the book or website, and then just write it down. So write down the first, okay, I is 0 now, then jump inside the first loop and see. So generally it will be j becomes 0, and then j becomes 1, j becomes 2, and then again it comes to the outer loop and I becomes 1, and then again the same thing, j is 0. So take a paper, go over it, and you will learn nested loop in no time. So it's not like very tricky concept. Awesome. So functions are like you want a reusable piece of code that you can call over. And so console.log itself is a function. It takes in some data and does some processing, gives some output. So I can do hello, and it prints to the console. So what's the use of this function? To print to the console. We can write our own functions. So let me just write function. So you have to use the keyword function here. Add numbers. Let's give it a name, and then we have to give it the stuff it needs to do its processing, right? So these are called parameters. So this function had 2 parameters, num1, num2. This is like, you can name it anything, and then what I will do is I will console.log num1 plus num2, and I will close this. So now your function is defined, right? So this function, what it does, it takes 2 numbers and adds them and prints them to the console. So let's just try. Now you can call a function. Calling a function is basically using it. Use these brackets and pass in. So JavaScript is like, the console is helping here, that it takes 2 parameters, num1 and num2. So I'll pass 10 and 20 and hit enter. Boom, 30 is printed, right? So now you can write a very complex function. So there are many functions in Frappe API that you can call to do some processing. We'll see 3 to 5 functions in this session, and I will link to more, and I'll point you to the docs. Make sense how functions are? So functions are reusable piece of code, and they can return stuff as well. So this didn't return anything, but what I will do is function add numbers. Okay, do subtract numbers. Okay, no, let's do multiply numbers. Not that is matters, but okay. Multiply numbers, num1, num2, return num1 into num2. Cool. Now I can do multiply numbers, and I can do const answer equal to, so I can store it somewhere. So it is returning the numbers, right? 10 into 8, and when I check the answer, it will be 80. So this function was called with 10 and 8. So num1 is 10. So we are passing some arguments here. Num2 is 8. Then it multiplies and returns it. And we can catch it here and store it somewhere or do something with it. Makes sense? Functions are clear now. Any doubts? Very simple concept. These 4 things are like common in all languages. Even objects are like, except it's a functional programming language. Otherwise, objects are there, classes and objects. You can learn way more, like dig deeper if you want to, but since for the sake of glancing over it, if you have like special topic in mind that you want me to cover, please post it in the chat and we'll go over it. Post some emojis. Where are the emoji folks? I want to see the emojis in the chat. I'll drink water in the meantime. Show me some emojis till then. So when there is like a lot of inactivity in the chat, for some time I tend to feel like everybody left and now I am talking to myself all alone. So yeah, in between, just drop something in the chat. Some reaction. Thanks Salim, thanks Ongaru. Okay Wala, we'll go fast, not an issue. So yeah, now we are ready to go into framework. Let's go into framework. Cool. So I'll start by showing you. So let me just jump into build with Hussain stream list. I'll open up a stream. So this is again spilling the beans. I have 4 episodes scheduled. 4 episodes. So if you knew or not, I don't know, but I secretly scheduled 4 episodes. So episode 8, the next episode is about building a mobile app with Frappe and React Native. Then building a SaaS with Stripe payments and Teams. Then online doctor appointment and online TV booking app with Frappe UI, ticket booking app. Claps or something. I can't hear. So yeah. Build with Hussain, Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. Cool. Let's go back. Jump to Frappe. I will open up one of the forms. So let's open this. So you can open up any form you want. I will just do inspect. I'll go to the console. So this console has like a lot of context about what is open on the page, right? So Frappe stores this form data in a special variable that you can access through this console called current form. Cur frm, cur_frm. So what I can do is I can use this thing to get access to any value that is present here. So what I can do, let me just zoom out a little, and I want to access the title in my JavaScript, right? We'll write the script in client script later, but for now I am showing you how to experiment with stuff. This is similar to Python console where you have the frappe.getDoc and all, but here you have this current frm.doc. As you can see, you get the whole doc. Doc type, index, name, stream date. Now how do I get the title? Simple. Current frm.doc.title. Awesome. Cool, right? Now you can store it somewhere. Const document title. So now this is simple JavaScript. Current frm.doc.title. And now I can do document title. So if you are experimenting or want to do some client scripting, just do like for testing stuff out. You can directly open up the console in the form view and you get access to current frm. Cur frm. This is the name of the variable that is used or to store the doc type information. Now what I can do is, let me just write a bit of magic and then I will explain what it does. Current form dot add custom button. Add custom button. My button. Console.log button click works. Hit enter. See what happened. A button appeared in your form, and when you click it, it will do button click works. So Frappe API makes it JavaScript writing client script even more powerful. So because there are like built-in APIs like add custom button, you can even group multiple buttons. So what I can do is I will do this. We'll add a group called all buttons. So you'll have actions or something. I will rename it something else. My button 1, and you can see all buttons contains my button 1, right? So this is like temporary script, right? Because if you refresh this page, it will go away because you just were playing around and ran it once. Will there be time to know from triggers and how that relates to fields updating? That is, when I select a link field, which triggers can I use that I know the field is updated? Yep, we'll cover it. Not an issue. We have till 4. So we have like more than half an hour and we are clearly on time, I guess. Thanks for the reminder. We'll cover it. Makes sense. You run JavaScript. Another is like basically current frm.add web link. So you might have seen it in some of the doc types. So you can see https:// build with Hussain.dev. So these are all available in the form view, right? So list view has its own scripting. So this is the function. So you have to check the docs, either check the docs or check directly the Frappe source code. So what I basically do is I open the apps folder, all of the apps I have. So you can see what I did. I global search for that function. So there are some documentation. So suppose you see a form somewhere, just inspect it and check what function is called, because you can view the source code. And then search for it. Like I don't have ERP Next installed, otherwise I would have seen like more. So suppose in the LMS app I have this add web link, and as I can see it takes 2 parameters, right? It takes the URL to which the link should point, and then it also shows me the label. So now I know how to use this link. So now I can go here and use open BWH website. Boom. Link, right? Open build. Now I can click it and it will open it up. Cool. We learned 2 APIs. There are a lot of them, but like I think the button is like the one most used in terms of actions. You can do whatever you want. And cool. And links are also like useful. Suppose I have a field. So this stream link, right now what I can do is like I can click this, but what if I wanted to open this link directly, right? So let me just add a web link. So I'll just refresh because I want that link to go away. And what I will do is I will add a open stream in YouTube. I want to add a shortcut, right? This all adds to user experience, right? So the more easier navigation. So if you check out the 3 videos I put up yesterday, they were also related to user experience. So the connection, the link documents, you can easily add connections here, and then user can jump to the related fields. All is for user experience. You have like little amount of code you write, even the connections you don't have to write code itself, right? So now what I will do is I want this to be dynamically coming from this. Now you know how to fetch this, right? Current frm .doc .stream link and hit enter. Now this will point to this particular stream, the React Native. Awesome. Now this is just it. Now instead of writing it here, you just write it somewhere else in the client script. So what will happen is when you write some client script, Frappe will fetch that script and run it for you whenever you want, when you want. So let's just write our first client script and we'll see. Clear till now? What are we doing? We are using like some JavaScript to interactively do stuff on our form. We can run it in the app itself also. You can check out my YouTube short that added a keyboard shortcut via this JavaScript. So all about interactivity. You can add stuff. You can have like HTML and your own HTML here, because we have an HTML field, right? And then control it. You want a counter component. You want to have customized, very advanced components here that you want to control, that you can add. So everything is possible with JavaScript. So it's like very useful for customizing stuff as well. So if you want a key, so I can go in user list. I'll open up my user. What I will do is I will add a button current frm because I don't want current form dot add custom button. I want to add generate API keys button, which will do something, and then Frappe dot show alert. I can give it hello, and see how the button came up. I can click and it will show an alert hello. So you have this, so you can note it out. So there is alert, and then there is a show message, I guess, or message. What is it? So one of the easier ways would be to just click dot and then see what all stuff is available to you. Lot of stuff. See, get route. I can call it and it gives me the current route. So it is a form view of the user. Which user? This user. So yeah, this is the best way to learn. Jump in the console, open up your Frappe instance, jump in any one of the doc type and just go through it and try it out. So it will show you if it is a function or so get list, get route, is online, last response, so many things, right? Messages, message print, so many things you can do. I can't cover, like, it's impossible to cover it in one video. So I was just looking for a dialogue. Show dialogue. How do I show a dialogue? I don't recall it. There are so many things. Let me just check the source code. Frappe.show message. So route is this route, right? This user. So it's a special route. So you are in the form view for user, and this is so the current route on which you are running this script, right? Based on that, you want to run some logic. If user is in the form view, run this, right? If you have an app wide, just think about it. If you are running some script app wide, and if you want to run some script based on where the user is, you can get the current route and check if the user is in the form of sales invoice, then add a button or show them there is dialogue. Unlimited possibilities. Combining stuff is where the real deal is. So yeah, I was searching for, it just got off my mind. Alert is not the one we are looking for. We are looking for Frappe dot message or something. Message. No, not message print. Was it message print? I don't know. What does message print do? Hello. Let's see. Yeah, message print. Thanks, Sandeep. Why was I thinking it does something else? Okay, that is like different thing. That is Frappe.error print, I think. That is in the backend. Okay, I was confused. Message print. So now you can do is search for it. What is takes, right? It takes. It even has like, you can have the message printed. So we can link it. See, these are the APIs available to you. So if you want to show some error that okay, this is invalid, that is invalid, right? You can use message print. So yeah, let's write our first script. We'll do the use case of this. So I want a link here. So I'll go into client script, list, no client scripts yet. Create a new client script and give it a name of what this does. This will add a web link for YouTube stream. Doc type. So this is like the doc type on which you want to apply it. So build with Hussain stream. and you can apply it to list view or form view. I'm applying it to form view because we want the link to appear. So it is possible to attach debugger in VS Code. I haven't tried it. So why VS Code? Let me show you directly attaching debugger. VS Code is not required. Let me just show you. So let me just write the same code. So it generated some boilerplate code. So behind the scene, Frappe will see this code and know that, okay, we have to run this code when we are in this DocTypes form view, right? Form view of this DocType, run this code, and on refresh. So means whenever the form gets refreshed, run this code, right? Right now, when we refresh, the button goes away. So Frappe will automatically add the button again after refresh. You can even do like there are many other hooks you can hook to. So this code will run on the form refresh. You can have like I think there is setup, so it will only run once, and so on and so forth. Check out the Frappe source code. I will show you few examples. So what I can do is FRM. So all these functions will give you the FRM. So this is same as the current CUR FRM we used in this, right? JavaScript console. So this is same as this FRM. So FRM dot add custom no, we wanted add web link to FRM dot doc dot stream link. So we can store it in a separate variable if you want like more readable code. I like it. And then I can pass in stream link and then view in YouTube. Hit save. By default it will be disabled, so make sure you enable it, because sometimes I've seen people why isn't it working. Maybe it should be enabled by default. I don't know, because server scripts are default, like when you save they are enabled. What might be the reason for keeping it like this way? Not to worry about right now. I enabled it. Make sure you enable it as well. And I will go back. I will refresh this and boom. Now however many times you refresh it. So if you change this as well, the link will update. Change and save, because form will be refreshed and it will update the link. So I will click on this. Right now, awesome. Now we have this link. I can have a button that maybe resets the time or something. So this was the most basic server script, client script, sorry. Client script list. So now you know how you can access the doc, right? So you can access the fields, frm.doc, then stream link. Any doubts till now? Do you have the control over? So if you use the vanilla API, this add web link, it will add it to, let me just go to this. It will add it to the side, the position it is on right now. But you can write more script that, so client script is stored in the database. So if you want to do the same in apps, you can write this same code in the doctype name .js file. So there is a JS file generated. So for example, this ERP next has, so LMS course. So this doctype generated a JS file. You can write the same code inside the refresh and this will work the same way. But since low code, no code, you want the client script customization for this site only, then this is what you can do, because I won't have like another CMS site for build with Hussain, right? So this makes sense. If you want to customize some standard doctype for some customer, that's when client scripts are very useful. That answers your question, Adil, right? Watson as well. So you can write more code that changes. So let me just show you. You can inspect it, because it's all JavaScript. You can control everything. you just have to write like little more code. I can do this. I can see if you are able to, basically what we can do is store as a variable. So it stored that element as a variable, temp1 dot display. Now I can control the styles, right? Style dot what do we do? Color equal to red. Cool, right? It's all JavaScript. So do check out the MDN docs, read about the DOM. It's nothing but like how this is like elements are even variables, right? In JavaScript, the HTML elements. You can do all sorts of stuff, just more code, nothing much. So it's stored with the site database. Once you take the site backup, it will take the backup of the script. What you can do is even you can backup client scripts using custom fields. You can export them in your app. So if you have some standard, so you are customizing user with client script, you can export that client script with your app, and when they install the app, that client script will be automatically added to their site as well. So you have like 2-3 ways going about this. If it's like site only used for one site, then keep it in the site. Otherwise, if you want it to like your own doc types that you have in your app, write it in the JS file. Yeah, if you want, like, that's what I said. If you have like 10 sites, so I'll give you an example. If you have 10 sites for diamond merchants, right, that have same customization through client script, then the better way would be to create a custom app, write that script there, and ship that app to every site. Custom badge inform. Badge in the sense you have this badge. So again, like, let's see if we have something in vanilla. Otherwise, you can do badge something, add badge. So if you want total custom, then we have to see. So why do you want to add a custom badge? It is like status badge or something, because status are like automatically added. So Bronze asks, when would we use fixtures? Okay, check this out. So we have this gender list, right? This is gender list, right? Did you create it? No, right? Frappe created it automatically. This records for this doc type, because doc types are created when you install an app, you know that. But records, how did they get created? Fixtures. So you can even, like, for example, you have a doc type called color in your custom app, and you have like 6-7 colors that you want those colors records to exist on every site that exists, that installs your app. Then you can export them as fixtures, and this will create a JSON file. In your source code, you push it to GitHub, and user pulls it. When they migrate, those records will be created. For example, this. They can add more records, but like this will be the default fixed records. Make sense, Bronze? Cool. Let's write more custom client scripts. Client scripts. Cool. Child table. I don't have a doc type that has a child table. Do I? It depends. So what you can do is, so Patrick asks, can I add custom button link in your report? So reports also have a JS file. where you can write some JavaScript code to add buttons and links. It's DOM manipulation basically. Not all options of the form view may be available because reports are rendered differently, but many are. So report list, if you check the to do report, okay, it's a different, so let's add a report. Report builder, custom report or something, script report. Yep, client code. So report has a different set of what do you say, API is different, but you can customize. Write your JavaScript code here, it will just apply to the report, whichever report you are referring to. Make sense, Patrick? Cool. Let's get back and write. So I'll create a new doc type. Let's create a new doc type just for testing stuff. New doc type with form builder. Doc type name can be YT stream. No, it is already there. Let's create a doc type called student result. Coming up with this ideas like on the fly, so might not be very perfect. Add it to customizations, create report. So what I would really want is full name of that student, full underscore name. I want percent. Oh, what? Okay, column. Yep. Percentage grade. I want a child table here that stores subject and marks. So let's create a child table. Is child table. Doc type name will be student result subject. Module will be built with Hussain. I'm cluttering my own production website. Not that of a production. Cool. So what all fields? Subject. This will be data. Mandatory. Then I will have one float. Floats are basically decimal points number. Float will be marks. Non-negative. Mandatory. Let's do this. Now I can student result subject, right? Now what I can do is we'll go to result and add this child table. Table. Let's add a new section and move the table there. Move this section below. Go back. Okay. Scores. Option. What was it? Student result subject. Very messy document names, but you get the point. Let's remove this column. Cool. We already see that subject and marks scheme. So let's go to student result list. I will add a result. Let's add a result for my brother. So form builder will come out with V15. Like development is almost complete, but still some rough edges are being cleared. So percentage I want to calculate based on the marks. Cool. So what I will do is that will do through client script. It's like good use case to show client script for child table. Math 78, science 98. Is not good, that good at science, so it's like hypothetical marks. Don't tell him. Social science, do 100. Fine, who gets 100 in like social science? Computer science is like 50. Fine, 4 subjects. Right now I want, so whenever like I save it, I want the percentage to be updated, right? Whenever this changes, I want the percentage, and I don't want it to be editable. I want to calculate. So let's make it read only. So that will be the first step. Let's go back. Let's make it read only. Save. Go to result list, and now it will be vanished because okay, 0%. Cool. Let's get to working. Client script list. I will open it up in a new tab. Client script. Let's add a new client script. Calculate percentage. I want to run it in the result doc type. Enable it. Let's just do console.log script running. Go here, open JavaScript console, refresh. Script running, right? A script is running on this doc type. Now let's do magic. So I like to do is I write the script here first and then go paste there. You can do the other way around as well. So yeah, so current form dot doc dot. So what do I want to get? The scores, right? Scores. See, scores is an array of objects. So there are like 4 items which are like 4, correct? So V15 will be released at the time of before, like just before conference, I guess. We are planning a release then or before that. Let's see. Subject to itself be a doc type. Yeah, you can like go into doc type modeling, but my primary goal here is to show client scripts, right? So that's it. So we have like very less time remaining. We can extend it to 4:30, but let's see if people are still, what do you say, awake. More water. Yeah, it is enabled by default, but you can't do anything you won't be able to do without permissions. So that's that. In front end, like user does anything, it doesn't matter, but it shouldn't be like propagated to backend. So that's fine. User can do whatever they want. So. Because it's like limited, they can't mess up the whole site with writing client scripts, right? Unlike server scripts are dangerous, so they are not like enabled on a site by default. So yeah, now I can do this 0, and as you can see, we got this, the first record, the first row, and I can get the marks 78. Awesome. We learned array, we used array, and each is an object. We learned about objects and we applied it directly. So if you are still doubtful, go back, watch, and come back again. Are you guys still here? Put something in the console. No, not in the console, the chat. So too much console. Fine. Am I still live or what? I am live. Cool. Cool. So so now you know I will iterate over the scores, add it up and store it. So how do I store something in this percentage, right? So very easy. Current frm dot set value. So set the value in this form. What field? Percentage. What's the value? Let's say 67. 67, right? It is not saved by default. So again, with script you can save it as well. Current frm dot save, saved. So you can control everything to script as well. Clear. Cool. Let's refresh and it will be still there because we saved it, but now we want to calculate based on this. So let's go back to our client script. Let's get the marks. So no, scores equal to frm.doc.scores. So this was a list. Now I can iterate over it for let subject score will be a better name of scores. So this is an array, so we can use this loop. So each subject score will be an object, and now I can extract the marks. Marks equal to subject score. So this will be this object. So if you check this object, and then I will fetch the marks field from here. Dot marks. Make sense? Yeah, it's like for each. What did you ask, John? Is it possible to auto populate a field in a form via client script and load the logged in current user? Yep, absolutely. Let me just show you. Let me go back. I'll show you. So you can do frappe dot session and you can get all the data. Logged in user email, user full name. Now you can use it to do all sorts of stuff. Let me change the full name to the logged in user. It will be as easy as doing current form dot set value of the full name to frappe dot session dot user full name. Boom. Ha. That answers your question, right, John? Does that answer your question? I guess it does. You can write this same thing in a client script and you will be done. Cool. Thanks to you for asking this question. Now people also know how to access like current user in scripts. Frappe.session. Cool. Const. Let me just do let. So I want to total the score first. Total is 0 start and total plus equals marks, and at the end I will do. So for now I will just frappe dot message print total marks plus total. We'll go back here. I will refresh. Okay, total marks 326. It went here, it calculated this and it ran through it. How to pass value to one child table to another child table in same doc type. Huh. I don't know why you would want that. Maybe there is a use case, but let's do it. Current frm dot doc dot score scores of 0 equal to 20. Let's see if that works. I don't think this will work, but yeah, this doesn't work because you can't directly assign it there. Doc dot set value. No. Set value. Set. There would be something for child table, I guess. Set value. Okay, there is a child table, so scores. So we can, again, everything is open source, so set value equal to, we can do only show us JavaScript files. So let's see how set value works. Okay, Frappe is not open. It takes field name comma value. Form.js set value. Okay. There might be a way. I am just looking at it. Model dot set value doc type doc name f and v. Okay, I'd have to find it out, but it should be possible. So let's do how does it work? Marks, if it does work, it should have been like this: marks 10. No, it doesn't work. Maybe we have to get the name of the current frm dot doc dot let me just give it a try. Most probably it won't work. Nope, it doesn't work. There might be a way. I have to figure it out. Maybe ask in the discuss forum. I will answer it there with the use case. Bhavesh, because we have like stuff to cover here. Okay, now let's go back. So I calculated the total, and now I need to know how many subjects are there, because to calculate the percentage you have to divide it by the number of subjects. So divided by scores dot length. We saw how to find the length, so this will give me the length, the number of rows. So yeah, behind the scenes, like it calls dot model dot set value. Okay, update in all rows. Table field name value. Awesome. There are APIs you can like use. Check out ERP next source code. Maybe they are using it like a lot more. Yeah, they divide by 0 expressions. So let's do one thing. If what we can do, because this is a function, we can do if scores dot length, we learned conditionals, right? Less than 1, return. So it will like return, don't do anything, return. What am I doing? Okay, total by score into 100. So this is the percentage formula, nothing special. Let's do this. Let's go here and refresh. Nope. What am I doing wrong? What length? Either the script is not running or something wrong. So now here is where the debugger comes in, right? Let me add a debugger. Debug or debugger, something like that. Let's add it here. Debugger. Go back here, refresh. Now it is stuck at the debugger. Cool. Let's see. Okay, debugger is paused. As you can see, your script is here, like for more advanced use cases. So it's here. Now I will step into the next line. So as I can see, total is 0. Scores is length of 4. So scores dot length is less than 1, which is false. So it came here. So I'm debugging. This is called like breakpoint debugging. It ran again. Okay, it went inside. So scores is this. Marks is 78. Okay. Total is being calculated. Okay, fine. So this is, everything is fine. So now when it's come to message print, okay, error was there. Okay, some error. Let's see the error. Console. Let me just, okay, message.search. Okay. So maybe this needs a string. Percentage. Now you know how to debug your scripts, right? Let's just remove the debugger. Just write debugger. Percentage is 8150. Awesome. What did we mess up? Formula is wrong, I guess. Into 100. So it should be like if there are 5 subjects, then total is 500 marks. And why 2 there is something wrong am I doing? I think that multiply by 100 is not required. Or is it? Yeah, not required. Now I am forgetting math as well. Yeah, this seems correct. So if that like 100 is there, then it's fine. Cool. If the marks were out of 80, then okay. Now the only thing left is to set this to this percentage, right? Now I'll show you a button as well. Before we go, we'll add a button. So frm dot set value. We just show how to use set value. We'll set the value of this field. So you can press Alt and hover and you can see the field name. Click it and it will copy it to your clipboard here, and I can set it to total divided by scores dot length. Go here, come here, and 81.5, right? So it's set at refresh, but we don't want that. We want it to be auto updated when you update the scores here, right? Okay, when we save it does. Yep, thanks Congru. I think this works for now. Cool. So now you know how to iterate over a child table, do something and set some other value, right? Makes sense till now? What do you want to see next? You can even save it. So what I want is, I want it to be scores. What this will do is, let me just show you. Reload the site. So 100. It should have worked. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. So this takes, no, refresh works like whenever the form is refreshed, right? So after same also it works because form is refreshed after you save it. So I'll do 100, and if I hit save, the form will be refreshed and the percentage will be updated. So for example, if you want to run this script when you change the full name, so what you can do is, you can come here, you can type the field name. So this function will only run when the full name changes. So I will do with the console log full name changed, right? So someone was asking how to track this. Inspect. So let's see. So when I change this, full name changed, right? Full name changed 2 times. So this is how you can like trigger some code when some field changes. Use the field name, call it as a function and write your code. As simple as that. Cool. So if I go into, I have ERP next here. ERP next. So there is setup. So this runs only when basically the form is being set up. Then there is onload, and then there is on post render. So after the form has been rendered, there is refreshed, which we just used. So yeah, now this is done. Now you can add a child table script, right? So to control the child table, what I'll do add script for child table, and I'll select this child table. It will show me a list of tables. Basically, I've added a script. It added it here, right? Now I can control child table from here. So let's just see what we have. Console.log. I'll just log the form. Child form in the same script. So this is the parent script, and this is for the child table. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's rerun it. So maybe a better way to do the previous one was through the child table script, but yeah, now you get the idea. So okay, I cleared it up. Why? It didn't get printed. Okay, maybe I'm missing something. Let's see the docs. Client scripts are executed only in client script. Here are some examples to get you started. Fetch local tax number on selection of customer. Add fetch length script. Okay, add fetch. Okay. You can see some examples here as well. So this set value will only set it in the form, not the backend. So you have to call frm.save, which will save the doc type and propagate the changes to the backend. Make sense, Ala? So this is not like directly doing set value in the database. It will set the value of the field in the form view. It will show you not saved, and then you can call frm.save and it will save it. Frappe do it UIRA.form.on, so you can call on validate. So here are some more examples. I was just able to cover some simple stuff, but you can like additional validation, message print, additional permission check. You can check if user is this and purpose is not material request. You can do this validated false. So once you set validated false, right, and it will basically not let the user save the form. Calculate sales incentive. So you can use so jQuery is also available. So if you are familiar with jQuery, you can use jQuery as well. So this does similar to what we did here, but we manually did this, and this might not be the ideal way to do it. I just wanted to show you can do all sorts of stuff here, but you can run it in validate. So let's just change this to validate and save, and we go to student result. We come here and 200 and hit save, right? It automatically increase the percentage, so it cannot go before that save. So now it runs on validate, not on save, not on refresh. Otherwise, if you had noticed, it was running the first time as well, which we didn't want. So yeah, validate is a good way to go. Okay, where is the client script? So like some time ago we were thinking about creating a collection of scripts that people can refer while writing scripts. That didn't like, so yeah, similar thing. We are doing total incentive. We are calling on validate for each sales team. Uh, we are getting the incentive dot grand total is greater than 400. We are applying 4% incentive, and then d dot incentives equal to f float this, and then we are adding it to total incentive, then we are setting it to this, right? Awesome. So yeah, check these examples out as well, and you can even check like ERP next example. Might be harder to read because like lot of complex stuff going on. So now you can read it and say like, okay, this function will run when the posting date changes. Hi Sarmad, good to have you on the stream. Let's just do one thing and then we'll go. We'll close this stream off. Let's add, so people often ask, let's add a button to this. Right? You can add the button anywhere, so let's add it here. We want to do something like show me a mess alert. Show me alert. Weird button, but you can. Okay. So let me just save it. Now I go to student result list. I come here. Show me alert. So where do I write the code to basically control this button, right? Again, come to your client script. Let's just for this you need to know the name of this button. So again, hold option, alt on Mac, option on Mac, and then hit to copy. I'll go back to client script, and no, not in YouTube stream, calculate percentage. I can come here and I can give it a name, FRM. Now this will run when someone clicks the button. What was it? Message alert Frappe dot show, FRM dot show alert, I guess. Both works, I don't know. Let's see. Show alert. It works. Let's go back. Go to student result list. Click here. Refresh. It doesn't work. Wow. Maybe I messed up. Show alert is not a function. Then what is a function? Current FRM dot show. Again I messed up something, right? Somewhere. Anybody noticing? Not current form dot. Maybe it's in Frappe dot show alert. Okay, it's in Frappe. Ha. That's what I was messing up with. It's in Frappe, so it works. Let's go back to student results. Cool. Now you can add custom buttons, control them, like use it to set other values of the form. Complete control to you. You can even control this part. Anything. So again, the takeaway here is learn using this console, use the current form. You can even try list. So list won't have a current form. I think there is a current list instead. And then you can see dot. There will be properties that you can use. right? What are the fields, right, of the list? Creation modified by this. So list has its own. So if you want to write client script for a list view of a doc type, select the list type from the. So when you create a new client script, select list instant. Everything works. Now we have a button as well that works. Yeah, so go ahead, it's now your time to explore. Let's wrap it up. If you have any questions, ask in the chat. Like, there are much more complex client scripts you can write, but this was the base. You needed to like learn more, dig deeper, apply the debugger. So it will be based on the latest one. So I will use the latest, whatever nightly version we have, which is like closer to v15. Version 15 basically. Because almost all the core features are ready for v15, I guess. There will be minor changes or maybe UI something, but yeah, base will be that. That answers your question, right, Watson? So I'll ask, if we need stored in DB, we need server script. No. So you can do this, right? Percentage equal to 100, and you can do set value. Set value percentage is 100. It is not getting refreshed, maybe. Okay, 100, and then you can do current frm.save. It will save it. Like on refresh, it will change it to something like on validate, it will fix it. But yeah, you get the idea. You can save it and then it goes back to database. You even have like fetching stuff from database, right? I think it was db frappe.db. Okay, yeah. See, so you can directly call the db set value as well, but then you have to pass in student result. I'll copy this name, so you can do this talking to db as well. Set value is student result, this percentage 100 dot then, because it will return a promise, and I can print what was the console.log m, enter. So it printed the message. So in the backend it was set to 100%. See, 100% directly in the backend. So front end validations aren't applied. So do check frappe.db. methods. These are called methods because they are called from objects. So think of them as functions. You are passing some parameters, they are doing some stuff. Is working on server script, not in client script. So you have to do .then or .await or something. Like either await it or do .then to check whether it is like returning some result or there is some error. You might have to debug. Apply a debugger maybe. Validations are applied. Which validations? Maybe Faris can confirm. I'm missing something here. Oh, validations in the, okay. So I was saying that validations which we wrote in the script. Okay, maybe you. No, this directly sets in the database. The validations that are in the backend and like in this, they are applied, but not this. Like we wrote a script, right? In the validate, that didn't get applied. Yeah. So I got the confusion. Cool. So yeah, it might have been confusing. So this code wasn't run, the script. Where is it? We add this, right? this wasn't run because you are directly talking to the backend. No script. Cool. That clears it. Cool. Bro, is it possible to export respective module? Module as in the sense, do you want to export like we recently, like, I don't know, package list. Okay, add package. You can export some package here using, like, it will export all the customizations you have. As I don't know how much of the stuff is exported, but do check this out. And if you want like reproducible doc types and scripts and everything, consider building a custom app and then sharing it with others. Yeah, so you can, on my form I have a link field called sales order. Can I set the filters for that field to drop down only sales, only certain? So you are basically applying a filter to a link field. So we have a very handy function, Frappe dot frm dot set query, right? So I have an example here. So you can set a query that basically filters. So this will be the link field name, right? And then you can pass in the filters. So this will only show the list of districts that are belonging to this particular state. So yeah, this is the thing you are looking for, John. Does that answer your question? This is how you can filter out results of a link field, the drop down. Cool. So let's wrap it up. Do we have any further questions? Do ask. We were able to cover so much, like we started from variables, right? And then we got some speed. How was the session? Did you like find it useful? Can we connect you instead of YouTube? So where do you want to? So you can connect with me on Twitter or LinkedIn as well. So Faris was going to join me on this session, but I don't know. Maybe we can have other advanced session with Faris. Faris, are you there? So yeah, we can have one more session because I wasn't able to cover some advanced child table stuff and so on and so forth. So do drop in your like feedback, suggestions via the email. So I sent an email reminder, right? Did you get that email? Those who were subscribed using the website. So can you tell me the future of Frappe, like good or not? I can't tell future, but I get what you are saying. Yeah, you can develop applications with it for future production. I think you are going in that way, that whether it will be future proof or not, right? So yeah, you can have confidence in it. Talk to some people who are like constantly or heavily using it for their, because ERP systems are being built, right? So they are for like long run, because businesses invest so much money on ERP system that they need to be solid. So yeah, you can have a talk with them. Let's just refresh and fix the percentage before I go. Cool. So that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow if you are joining the training. Yeah, now my phone wants to focus on my face. Fine. Like if you have any more specific questions, you can ask on discuss forum. There are like lot of people helping out each other, learning together. Cool. So tomorrow training is like 2:30, I guess. Yeah, 2:30, same time. But we'll see you next week in Build with Hussain. Or before that, if you join work hours with Faris, we are planning like next week, Monday or Tuesday, we'll see. You're welcome, Kenneth. Glad you found it useful. Anything else? Goodbye. Have a nice day, everyone. If it is like going to be night, then good night. Awesome. I'll end the stream now.